Have you guys ever been gifted with a sense of actually wanting to be productive only to forsaken it here, where nothing else seems to matter? Cause I'll tell you, this circle right here is where I spend the least of my time worrying about that pussy shit, and all of it worrying about the only thing that matters in this goddamn game. Ah, yes, dueling. Elegant, is it not? Truly the best method of PvP, even for beginners. Through a duel, you can see one's skill level in one-on-one combat. Through a duel, you can gauge one's sportsmanship and see how much of a fucking cunt one can truly be. Through a duel, you can see how well one can truly take being fucking dominated. Holy shit! You see, dueling can tell you a lot about a person. It has kindled many of my friendships and ended many before they could even start. That being said, would you care to duel? You foolish piece of shit. Prepare to die! And so, they dueled for hours on end, only for one to emerge victorious. The winner, prized with all the PvP bitches, and the loser, plagued with an immensely injured ego, the scar of which would haunt thee for a millennia. Yeah, so I've been dueling for a while now. Like I've dueled a lot, and I'd have to say that, you know, they can be pretty gosh darn dadgum diddly fun, and they can be useful too, shit! So, for instance, whenever I'm trying to learn a new spec or class that I'm not really familiar with, I'll just spam duels for hours while I learn it before hopping into any BG or arena. Sometimes I can get way too carried away and just duel all day and not really do anything else. So, if you're new to WoW, or you're more of a casual player and you'd like to get into some rated PvP, let me tell you how dueling can help you tremendously in your endeavors.
Dueling can be great practice for the following points, but is not exclusive to
1. Training your reflexes. Just like an arena, the class you're playing against, and player skill level can determine the pace of a fight. So not all duels will be fast-paced, but the ones that are fast-paced can be great practice if you want to sharpen those reflexes before trying out rated PvP. 2. Learning your rotation and executing it under pressure. Being able to execute your rotation well while under pressure can determine whether or not you top those damage charts, and while damage isn't everything in rated PvP, it sure goddamn helps. 3. Learning the abilities of your class and other classes. Learning all the important cooldowns of every class is especially important if you want to reach a high rating on the ladder, and dueling can help you do all this with ease.
Dueling is an activity with, in my opinion, high replayability and could appeal to a few player types. You can use them to get a little comfortable with a new class or keybinds, casually 1v1 with some friends, or to become the duel hero of your faction's designated dueling area. Nowadays, I just try to treat dueling as a precursor to arena when starting a new character, but sometimes when I'm on my main and I can't find anyone to queue with, I'll cave and duel instead. But I digress. Some may disagree, but I think that although 1v1s can be a lot different than 2v2 or 3v3 arena, there are definitely some skills obtainable through dueling that can carry over. Even if you're a seasoned arena player, I still believe that dueling can be beneficial. Imagine you're in an arena and you suddenly find yourself in a 1v1 situation. You would play differently in a 1v1 than if you had your teammates with you, and a duel every once in a while could be enough to keep your 1v1 instincts sharp. The beauty of dueling is that you don't have to take them too seriously, but they can be great practice if you decide to, and either way, however you decide to take them, they can be a shitload of fun. Addictive, some would say, is an accurate description of this fun little minigame that I spend all my time in WoW on. Virtual cocaine, an endless supply of easily obtainable dopamine. My lifeblood, I would say, is a more accurate description. And now to talk about the darker side of dueling. You see, dueling may have some adverse effects on your self-control if you take interest in doing such drugs recreationally. You may, at times, find yourself out there for hours, forgetting what day it is, what time of day it is, if it's even day, and if you are in need of a shower. At times, you won't be able to stop yourself. At times, you might find yourself groveling, begging for a duel, only to find that your precious designated dueling areas have been abandoned. You might let yourself slip. You might resort to ganking. Then you too will feel what I have felt. You will know the pain I have endured, the countless nights I have spent in search for a solid duel session, only to shout at the top of my lungs in general chat.
WoW is dead!
All right, who'd like to kick us off?
I will. My name is Fat Lalal, and I'm addicted to dueling.
Hi, Fat Lalal.
One fateful night, I got behind the wheel of my brand new fully geared level 60 rogue. I was responsible for the death of an innocent
Level 60 warrior.
Ah, yes, ganking. You see, when left to a 1v1 situation, it could be considered the darker brother to dueling. When one accepts a duel prompt, their ass becomes yours, consensually. With ganking, however, their ass is still yours, you're just merely taking it by force.
But don't bring that ass here, boy.
Were this not the world of Warcraft, I would call these methods unconventional. However, when dry times are about us, you must forgive a man for being thirsty. He cannot help what he feels. And speaking of drought, I feel great remorse for those of which endured the notorious content drought of while simultaneously not being aware of the wonders of dueling. If everyone knew of such an activity, we wouldn't even need raid tiers or showers or to be bothered by any childish quote-unquote real-world necessities. Truly, the likes of such make me laugh. Why even partake in an activity that can increase your sense of self-worth or could even remotely be considered productive when you could duel? It's been a long time, I can tell you that much. I've lost track of the days. Well, I know what day it is now, but I didn't know when I started because I forgot to check the in-game calendar that day. Anyways, it could be months, years that I've isolated myself in this one area of such a large virtual world. Just one more, I told myself. Dueling really is one hell of a drug. I've beaten the entire player base in my destructive wake, and now I remain the undefeated champion of Dueltar. But at what cost? My phone has been dead for God knows how long, and I've only gotten up to piss, shit, sleep, and eat. My own shit. I can't afford any real food because I quit my job for dueling. I'm not even sure how I still have my house. Now with $15 left in my bank account, and only 2,000 gold in my bags, I feel myself approaching the end times. Soon, it will all be over. Soon, my journey will have come to a close, and my accomplishments frozen in time forever. Soon, I free myself from this addiction and return to a normal life. But, before I go, I have one last request.
If you like the video, please for the love of God, smash the like button.
And if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and click that bell notification so that way you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. I plan on making TBC content in the future and possibly game reviews as well, so if that's something that you might be interested in, be sure to stick around. Anyways, if you have any suggestions or questions, be sure to write them down in the comments below. If you can't think of any suggestions, tell me which part of the video is your favorite and why. Or tell me which is your least favorite and why.
Thanks for watching. This has been
Fat Lalal.